In this video I will talk about 14 games that will be added to the PS Plus Extra and Deluxe catalog on January 16th. By the way, I'm running a drawing for a $10 PSN wallet voucher on my channel right now. To participate, you need to subscribe and leave a comment under the video about January PS Plus games. The link is in the description. The first new game in the catalog will be Resident Evil 2. It's a third-person survival horror game set in Raccoon City, whose residents have been turned into zombies by a biological weapon called the T-Virus, created by the pharmaceutical company Umbrella. The game features two story campaigns for rookie cop Leon Kennedy and student Claire Redfield. It's a very year-old game and I recommend giving it a try if you haven't already. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands will also be added to the catalog. The latest installment of the Borderlands looter shooters so far once again tells us the story of Tiny Tina, who acts as the dungeon master of the board game Bunkers and Dauntless, where the events take place in a fantasy setting. The player creates his hero, chooses his appearance, class, and goes on adventures in a bright, colorful world, stylized as a board game. The new project turned out to be generally good, and the innovations are interesting, but many gamers complain about the transience of the passage, so pass it on a subscription is the best option to pass. The next game that will be added to the subscription extra is called Shadow Tactics: Blades of the Shogun. It is a tactical stealth simulator, the action of which is set in Edo-era Japan. The player has to control 5 characters, each of which has unique skills, quietly eliminate guards and hide corpses, or try to pass by them unnoticed. The fourth new game of the subscription is Lego City Undercover. This is another adventure game in the world where everything is made of Lego parts, but unlike almost all other Lego games, it is not based on a popular movie franchise, but has its own world and history. The protagonist is a tough cop who learns that the gangster Mad Rex has escaped from prison, and now he is forced to become an undercover cop to find and catch him. The game is filled with references to a variety of cop movies like Miami Vice and Starsky and Hutch, but you can certainly find passages to other works like The Matrix or Shawshank Redemption here as well. In Lego City Undercover, a small but unique city is available for exploration, reminiscent of New York, San Francisco, and Miami. There is a huge amount of entertainment and tasks that will allow you to change the role of a policeman to a fireman, a road worker, or even a thief. 5 in January, PS Plus Extra will add Hardspace, Shipbreaker to its catalog. It's a space recycler simulator. According to the story, the protagonist owes a lot of money to the big bosses of Cosmo Business, and the corporation offered him to work off the debt by working as a space recycler. At first the players will be available to dismantle small ships, but gradually earning reputation and reducing their debt will appear beauties of the level of the Imperial Destroyer from Star Wars. The next game that added Just Cause 3 to the subscription. This is a third-person shooter, where you in the role of Rico Rodriguez will have to help poor militia to overthrow the dictator. To do this, you have a cat hook, a wing suite, and lots of weapons. If you haven't played any of the parts, you might like it, as it's a pretty driving action game with spectacular explosions and destructible objects. The 7th game is called Vampire: The Masquerade, Swansong. It is an adventure RPG in which the player controls 3 vampires with individual abilities and can switch between them as the game progresses. The player can create characters according to their preferred play style by customizing the characteristics and available abilities. This affects how the characters will interact with each other and what skills will be available when exploring the game world. And since game characters are often around humans, the player must use supernatural abilities with caution so as not to reveal the vampiric nature of their characters. Throughout the game, characters will find themselves in difficult situations, and the player will have to make difficult moral choices about how to act. Also in January, the catalog will be replenished with Construction Simulator Surviving the Aftermath and Skateboarding Simulator Session, Skate Sim. Well, Deluxe and Premium subscribers will also be able to play the racing game Rallycross, Action Adventure Star Wars, Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, fighting game Street Fighter, 30th Anniversary Collection, which includes a lot of old parts of the franchise, as well as Action RPG Legend of Mana and Secret of Mana. You can try all these games next week, on January 16th. Well, to see what games will leave the subscription in January, you can see in my video, link in the description. And also take part in a drawing for a $10 voucher to refill your PSN wallet. The link to it is in the description.